Let's go back to the table and build some stuff.
Yay. Let's go do my thing. Let's go do my thing.
Early childhood education is a very dynamic field that supports young children and their families at a critical stage of development. And brain research tells us that there's so much learning that's happening in the first 5 years of life. So what we equip our students to do here at Butler Community College in the Early Childhood Education program is to have a foundational understanding of child development, so that they can recognize the unique individual stages of development that children are going through. And yet there are critical windows of opportunity during a child's first 5 years that teachers need to know how to maximize. So having a foundational understanding of child development is really one of the key factors we consider in our early childhood program.
In the early childhood department, they really stood out in the fact that they knew what I was trying to do and they wanted to help me accomplish that. And that was learn more about children, how they learn, how they develop, what are the milestones that they should be reaching. If they're not reaching that milestone, how can we help them get there? That is one of the biggest experience that I have taken away from Butler, is how to advocate for children.
Another foundational concept that we address in our program is developmentally appropriate practice. What that means is that we are trying to help our students learn how to support every single child in all different stages of development, but do it in a way that is respectful to the child, something that the child is capable of doing and can feel success as they're doing it. Our students leave our program knowing how to implement joyful, engaging activities that support children with all different domains of learning. So it supports their physical health, it supports their emotional and social development, their cognitive development. Every learning domain can be addressed in a developmentally appropriate fashion. And that's what we want our students to know how to do as soon as they walk out of our doors.
All of the early to childhood classes that I was taking, I could implement into my daily work with the children at my center, as far as behaviors and curriculum and the whole gamut of what you need in order to run a successful program. I learned from Butler.
Our students leave our program knowing how to use observation, documentation, and assessment to gather data about young children. And the reason that's so important is they need to know how to think critically about young children and how to support their development so that they can create really engaging, intentional activities that support all learning domains. As students progress through our program, they are creating a portfolio, and that portfolio is a great collection of their best activities that they've created in their different classes. So in addition to them learning in the classroom, we are intentional about getting our students out of the college classroom and into the field. And so we have field experiences. Our students engage in practicum classes where they are working about 300 hours by the time they graduate from our program. So they have a lot of hands-on, real-world experience that supports them as they leave our program and enter the workforce.
Working in the classroom and then starting at Butler was, I feel, the ideal situation because I was able to have my profession, go to college, take these courses, get the hands-on real-life experience, the skills. While learning about it, I was able to implement it in my classroom. It helped being a part of some of the courses such as practicum, where the instructor came out and observed me in the classroom.
There are so many different jobs that you can have in the early childhood education field. It's not just being a teaching assistant or a teacher or an administrator. There are home visitors and there are curriculum coaches. So there's a wide variety of jobs that people can hold in the early childhood field. One of the best things about our program is that our instructors really do have that real-world industry experience. So they have had, 20 plus years in the early childhood field in a number of different roles. And so they bring that into the classroom that really supports our students.